Alright, what is up everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video today. We are in Planet Coaster 2 in one of my biggest projects from Planet Coaster 1 actually was the Silver Dollar City recreation. And guess what? If you haven't been part of the streams, I have the streams on my channel if you want to play them back and check some of them out. But we've been working on a Silver Dollar City recreation for Planet Coaster 2, which is a kind of a sequel to that series from Planet Coaster 1. And this time I'm feeling pretty good about it because we're going to be uploading these in phases. So basically I'm going to be doing these episodes every time we complete an area. So basically we're going to be uploading these in phases. So phase 1 was the entrance area, phase 2 is going to be the square, and so on and so forth. We'll kind of do a rundown of that here in a little bit, but the first phase is pretty much complete, which is phase 1 is the entrance area of the park. So we actually have a functioning little entrance area. So you can see I put the bus right here. We haven't really done anything of the parking lot. I'm not sure if we'll really do much of the parking lot. Honestly, we don't have space for it. But if we go over here, we can see the entrance area for Silver Dollar City. We have the Silver Dollar City iconic entrance sign, the little archway that you go over. We have little details like this little gutter, which always has water dripping from it, even when it's not raining, so that's fun. And then we have the ticket booths over here, where you can buy your tickets and such. This is where you would actually buy your tickets and such. Again, I am not going to be doing a ton of interior work in this park, because it's already going to be huge. It's already have a lot of details, so like, there's going to be some interior, like the OMP building here actually does have a little bit of interior in it, and we'll go over that in a little bit once we get there. But you can see we go through the archway, and we are now in Silver Dollar City. So over there, we don't really have many guests actually walking through there. We have this bridge, which in real life is usually closed off, which we will probably close it off in the end eventually. But if we head back over here, you can see the other side of where the ticket booths are, and then we have like a backstage area behind those fences. And then this building is actually an office for supervisors and such, so it's not actually a functional building for any guests or anything like that. Then we have our guest service buildings, which is guest relations, and then we have security checks, which you would walk through here. If you listen closely, I do have custom audio playing. It's very faint, but I didn't want it to be too loud, so we have the security. And then we have the front entrance, the front gates, which will lead us into the park. So you're officially into the park at this point. We have the Ozark Marketplace, which is a giant exit gift shop. And then we have Lost and Found right there / rentals. We have Eva and Delilah's Bakery, which is this building right here, which again does not have interior right now, but it does have some shops in there to attract people into them. And then that will lead us up into the hospitality house, which will be part of phase 2. So this is where we stop for phase 1. And you can see I do have a floor plan as well, which will help us out drastically on figuring out where everything goes. So this is going to be huge. We will have a building right there that's going to be part of the hospitality house. But for right now, this is what we got, and you can see this entrance area is pretty awesome. We got custom signage everywhere. We have the Ozark Marketplace parking lot sign, and then we just have like a big gift shop in here. It is functional. It's not really high detailed interior. It's just kind of here to exist right now, and maybe we might someday do an overhaul in this interior, but for right now we're just going to leave it as is with a lot of the gift shops. It's a big open space with lots of stuff in it. So we do have like a little photo booth here as well, which there is a little photo booth. I don't have it open right now. This is just for the cash the registers for the gift shop itself. You have a couple of those, and then the spot where you would exit the park. I did put a turnstile here in case guests try to come through in, because after you go through here, you're technically inside the park, so I needed to put a turnstile there, an actual park entrance. So this will be where you exit, and then this would lead us out to the parking lot. But if we keep going over here, I did make this little walkway, which does lead us to the rentals building, and this is about as far as I'm going to go here. This is where you'd rent your ECVs and strollers, so like all of your electric scooters and stuff like that, and that's actually relatively new. It hasn't been there for too long. And then this is going to be leading back to a little backstage area, which is the parking lot break room. That's what that would be in real life. And then that leads us back to the entrance area here. So you can see we have self-service kiosk. We don't really have anything to put in here, so I just threw in some vending machines for right now. And yeah, we have the water wheel and everything like that. And that is basically what we got done here for Phase 1 of Silver Dollar City. We do go over here a little bit. You can see we do have our administrative offices, which is where HR is, and all that fun stuff. And that's basically it for now. So very, very exciting stuff. I do have it already open with guests flowing in through that. That's the thing that I'm going to be slightly different here, is like we're going to allow guests to be walking around. And I think it's turning out pretty good. I am pretty happy with everything that we've got done here in this recreation so far. So you can see that we do have like flowing water here in this little creek area. It's really, really cool, and I think it turned out a lot better than my Planko 1 version of everything here. So but this is the recreation. If we go ahead and do an overhead view here for you guys, so if we go into here, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the UI so you guys can bring it all in, and there it is, all in its glory for phase number 1. This is also available on the Steam Workshop, by the way. I'll leave a link in the description, not a link, but like in the description, we'll have the share code, so you guys can go download this for yourselves if you would like to, and check it out and get a closer look. I won't have the custom audio in there, and you guys won't see the floor plan either, because the floor plan is a custom images, so you won't see those, but you will be able to see what we have built so far, which is great. But yeah, this is phase 1, and I think it turned out very fantastic. I'm very excited to see where it goes from here, and hopefully phase 2 will get completed fairly quickly, and that's when I'm going to upload the updates. So make sure you keep your file up to date in general. That way you guys can watch the park actually come together and everything like that. And then of course we're next up is going to be the town square and this little backstage area. That is actually going to be phase 2 of this park series, so very, very excited about that. And again, we've been live streaming this throughout the months, so if you guys want to be a part of those live streams, be sure to join the live streams and keep an eye on those. I don't really have like a streaming schedule or anything like that for those, so you're just gonna have to hopefully, we've been streaming consistently multiple times throughout each week lately, so hopefully we'll continue and you guys can actually catch a stream. It just kind of changes based on my schedule changes all the time, so it just kind of is based around that. So yeah, so let's go into our floor plan. You can see that we do have a floor plan here where we can fit the entire park into this sandbox build, which is great. And I made sure I chose a biome that actually has the lake in the background. So we went with this one. I think it's the Mediterranean biome. But you can see that's going to be perfect because I wanted to line it up where you see like where Wildfire always has that lake view at the top of its lift, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I wanted to make sure we kind of had that effect somewhat where you can see the water in the distance. So hopefully that'll be very effective once we get there. But you can see I did place down a few things around the park, which is actually some of the coasters and the coaster trains. So you can see over here we've been working on like Wildfire, which we actually have like custom stuff attached to the trains. So for Wildfire we have the Silver Dollar City logo on the front. That's about it for that. train, but when we get to like Powder Keg, and I've been messing around with stuff over here, you can see we have the Powder Keg custom trains here. It says Silver Dollar City on the front. Basically, I use the multi-dimension coaster, or multiverse coaster. I think multiverse coaster is what it's called, and we covered it up. I feel like I had the best kind of build for Powder Keg, I guess. Like, obviously, the restraints are going to be off and everything, but that's alright. As long as it looks fairly close to Powder Keg trains, that's all that matters. And then, of course, we have over here Outlaw Run trains, which we custom designed ourselves, custom built these as well. I got the WM standing for Western Missouri, and we got like the custom trains for these as well. They look fantastic. We have it with the topper track, and of course you can see where it says Silver Dollar City on the front. Now I know the Zero car doesn't have this big bump here, but that is something I can't get rid of, unfortunately, because that's the Zero car on the unthemed RMC train. So I did have to make some adjustments to make this look more like an RMC train, because the vanilla version, the dethemed version, has a lot of questionable changes that make it not like a RMC train at all. So I had to kind of structure and make it look a little bit more like one. And I think definitely from a distance for sure, it looks fantastic. And if we go over here, if you know, we've already started on Fire in the Hole a little bit, but that was before I committed to recreating the park again. So I kind of stopped, and I was like, let's wait until we get back to it. You can see we do have some custom images with like Wily and Bugs, and the custom trains here, which also has custom audio, by the way. And I'm not going to supply those custom audio pieces to anybody just yet. Once we get further along into the series, I'm going to have like all the custom audio files that you'll need. So, but yeah, very, very cool that we have the Fire in the Hole trains as well. Looking really good. And of course, if you've also seen the channel, we've already recreated Time Traveler before, but we are going to have to redo it again using the actual floor plan here, because otherwise it's not going to turn out very good, because without the floor plan it doesn't really fit in with what I did have done. So we're going to redo it again, which I know kind of sucks, but it will be worth it also. So let's go ahead and go into the phases that we're going to do here. So phase 1, which is already complete, is going to be the entrance area here all the way up to the hospitality house. So this is obviously the entrance area where all the guests enter, and we have the turnstiles and everything like that. Phase 2, again, I'm building this up into phases because it will make it easier for me to actually complete the park, and I don't move on to the next phase until I'm completed with that phase. So I can jump around anywhere I want in that phase, but like I can't move on to other spots in the park until it's done. So I think this will make it a lot better overall. So this will lead us into phase 2. This is what the next episode is going to be. We're going to be working on the square area, so like the town square. So we are going to be building the hospitality house, this backstage area with the host lounge, which also has first aid. It will go all the way up to Brown's Candy Store, and we're going to work on the square buildings like the general store, Hannah's ice cream parlor. We're also going to do like the Homestead Pickers, Wilderness Church, and all this area over here for phase 2, gazebo, taffy shop, all that, and part of Midtown a little bit. So like about half of Midtown will also be in this phase also. That's going to lead us into phase 3, which is going to be Hill Street. Basically, we're going to build Hill Street all the way down to the bottom, and then we're also going to build all the buildings that go along with Hill Street. So basically, all of the shops and facilities that go down here, and we're going to do Fried Fancies, we're going to do Tin Type, we're going to do the restrooms that are down here, and also maybe Lumber Camp. Lumber Camp might get paired with the other phase, we'll see. But we're going to get to the bottom of the Hill Street here and build those buildings accordingly. And we're also going to do attach it with Midtown a little bit as well. So we'll probably work a little bit on Midtown also in phase 3. So phase 3 will get us all the way down here to the bottom of Hill Street and a little bit there. So after phase 3, we'll have all this and all this. And then phase 4 is going to be the more exciting one, because that's when we get into some rides. Now we're going to be doing American Plunge and Wildfire as a part of Phase 4 and this back area here. There's not like a ton of buildings besides for the rides themselves, so I feel like those are going to be their biggest focus, is also just the rides and the scenery that go around them as well. That'll be our first coaster that we work in there in Phase 4 for those. So Phase 5 is going to be Powder Keg, Old Fire in the Hole, and Opera House. Basically all of this area up here will be Phase 5. So Phase 4 and 5 are going to be pretty good because we're also going to have like 2 coasters back to back in those phases. So those will be awesome because as for Fire in the Hole, we're not going to do an interior. It's just going to be exterior only. Powder Keg's going to take up a lot of that time. So that's going to be Phase 5. Phase 6 is going to be going into the Rivertown area and Tom and Huck's, which will have River Blast for Phase 6, and so that's the ride that will be in there. We're also going to have Dockside, Crossroads Pizza, and then just this general area, Dockside Theaters right there. So just all these buildings and everything like that will go into that phase right there, which is Phase 6. Phase 7 is going to be an exciting one because it will be Giant Barn Swing and Outlaw Run. So we'll have the Wilson Farm area and the western outskirts, which will be Phase 7. That's going to be a fun one, of course, obviously, with Outlaw Run, which is, in my opinion, the best ride in the park. Phase 8 is going to be Mystic River Falls and just the Rivertown area in general. So, like, we have Mystic River Falls, the Riverfront Playhouse, and the Smokehouse, restrooms, all that fun stuff is going to be in that phase, which is Phase number 8. And then that will lead us into Phase 9, which is going to be over here for Fire in the Hole in the Fire District. Will be Phase 9, so that'll be great. And then Phase 10 is going to be kind of like a connector phase where we're going to do like all the buildings moving up across the crossroad area here. We're going to, because there's a railroad crossing here, go all the way and build all these buildings here in Phase 10. And then Phase 11 is going to be the Grand Exposition area with the Red Gold Heritage Hall and also the plaza connecting into Fire in the Holes area. So that will be Phase 11. Phase 12 will probably be Flooded Mine. If I counted right, 10, 11, 12. Yes. 12 is probably going to be Echo Hollow and Flooded Mine, just building up towards Valley Road. That'll be Phase 12, and then Phase 13 will kind of connect it all together with Time Traveler, Thunderation, the bridge, and the train depot. Might be either 12 or 13, it just kind of depends where we're at. So we're looking at 12, 13 phases here to complete the entire park, and I think it's going to be very doable as long as we stay consistent, and we've been very consistent lately finally getting Phase 1 done. So I think just last week I had quite a bit to do still, so we've gotten quite a bit done here, and hopefully we can continue that into Phase 2, which will hopefully be sooner rather than later. Again, if you want to check these out, make sure, if you want to watch the progress being built, be sure to watch the live streams and check out the live streams that we've been doing for the Sordar City Recreation. So I hope you guys are excited just as much as I am for this recreation overall. It's going to be amazing, and I think the first phase has turned out great. Let me know in the comment section, are you guys happy with how this turned out? Does it look great? And are you excited for the next episode? So make sure you comment, like, subscribe for more amazing content like this, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.